Hi Cancer, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is March 29th, 2020, and this is a general love reading for the sign of Cancer for the end of the month and into April. If you're brand new to my channel or unfamiliar, welcome. Please check out the description box below for more specific information regarding my videos and my readings. For everybody watching, this is a general reading, so it can pertain to just about anything: relationships, situations and circumstances surrounding family, friends, work, school, social circles, just about anything. Also be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards or the pronouns I'm using. You may feel like I'm reading for you, but you could also potentially feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with. My intention is always to reach those that need the message the most and those that will benefit from it. So hopefully you'll get something out of this reading, take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. Okay, Cancer, so we're going to get started. I want to give this deck one more shuffle, and then we're going to see what's going on with Cancer for this upcoming week, end of March, first part of April. Here we go. So we're going to start off with the Five of Swords in reverse, with Judgment in reverse, the King of Wands, the Sun, the Three of Swords in reverse, the World, the Three of Pentacles in reverse, and the Seven of Pentacles. So we have a King of Wands on the table. This could be your energy, Cancer, or somebody that you're dealing with. The King of Wands is a natural born leader. This is somebody who is very ambitious, not afraid of a challenge. This person can accept responsibility and delegate responsibility to others. This person can manage other people. People look up to this individual for guidance, for support, because they know that this individual has qualities, leadership qualities that can help in times of need, when others need support or others need a helping hand. I feel like this person has seen the light, so to speak, or has been enlightened, or has gained a new perspective, possibly has come to an understanding, and it's in regard to some kind of conflict from the past, I believe, or something that was left behind, something possibly that was left unresolved, maybe a poor decision that was made and nothing came of it, or no resolution was had. Something was walked away from or left behind, I feel, without closure or without some kind of resolution or conclusion. And it's something that I feel like this king has had to heal from, maybe come to terms with. It may have been an unsatisfactory work situation, or a situation where there was a partner or connection or group of people where things were not going well, or things were not running smoothly within this group dynamic, possibly poor communication or miscommunication. I feel like this is something that's happened over time, or something that has occurred over time. And again, it feels like there's a sense that there's a lack of resolution or lack of closure. Something was walked away from without dealing with it or without addressing it. Let's get some more information for you, Cancer. We have the Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups in reverse. the Knight of Swords, Page of Swords in reverse, the Magician, the Devil in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, and the Nine of Swords, clarifying the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like this King of Wands might be representing somebody that you're dealing with, Cancer. I do feel like you might be represented by this Queen of Cups in reverse. She's been making an appearance in the last at least 3 readings that I've done. I feel like you might be dealing with an emotional situation that is a result of some poor decisions made, or something that didn't go your way, and I feel like it's related to this King of Wands. I don't feel like he is the only one involved in this story. I feel like a conflict was left behind, or a connection was left behind. Something went unresolved. There may have been some conflict related to this relationship with this King of Wands. And I get the sense that there was some kind of conflict or some unrest between this Queen of Cups, Cancer, which again I feel like is your energy, and this King of Wands. I think this is something that he's just become aware of relatively recently. And I feel like there's separation or distance between these two. There is a sense that there's been some healing between these two. I feel like something went unresolved. And there was some kind of unrest, some kind of issue regarding this Queen of Cups, King of Wands, where it was a poor working relationship, poor communication, miscommunication. Something went left, again, unresolved, or some misunderstanding went unresolved or not cleared up between these two. And it's caused some anxiety, some internal conflict, some struggles, I believe on both sides, but I believe this Queen of Cups is still dealing with some emotional aftermath regarding something that went wrong between this King of Wands and this Queen of Cups. She's still working through things. I'm not sure that this King of Wands was even completely aware, because I believe there was some miscommunication or lack of communication between these two, but there is something that he's just come to understand. I think that he may have accidentally kind of come into this information. Let's get some more cards out here. In other words, I don't feel like he has willingly or purposely sought out trying to figure out what happened in the past with him in this Queen of Cups. That he may have just found something out, that there was some issue between these two that he may not even have been aware of, where it was left unresolved, and as a result, she's feeling emotionally disconnected, emotionally wounded, something of that nature. Let's get some more cards out. So we have Temperance and the Sun, clarifying Judgment with this Queen's energy. 8 of Wands, Hangman in reverse. Strength. Two of Wands. The Emperor. And the Page of Swords, clarifying the Seven of Pentacles. So there's distance or disconnect between this Queen of Cups, King of Wands. I feel like he's just figured something out or just realized something. I'm not sure he was told, or if he just kind of did some detective work, or if he just realized something, or maybe he was using his intuition, or maybe through some kind of communication. I don't feel like it's with this queen, but in some way, shape, or form, he's discovered something. He's figured something out. And I don't feel like it's something that he knew beforehand or something he was really even looking to find out or looking. Does that make sense? Like he wasn't looking for this information. It kind of fell into his lap, or it's just something he realized. I do feel like this King of Wands wants to take action, communicate, or react in some way, shape, or form. I don't necessarily feel like he is ready to do that right now, or feels like he is prepared enough to take action or communicate or reconnect with this queen just yet. But I feel like he just figured something out, almost by accident. Now, something went wrong between these two. And I believe this Queen of Cups was more in the know than this King of Wands. In other words, there was some kind of disharmony or some kind of conflict between these two that this Queen of Cups was aware of, this King of Wands was not. And it may have had something to do with an unsatisfactory work situation or some kind of group dynamic that wasn't going well or wasn't working out for at least this Queen of Cups. Caused her some conflict or some concern or some issues. And I believe, again, it's something that this King of Wands wasn't necessarily aware of. Now, the separation or whatever occurred between these two, I feel like there's, again, some distance or disconnect or lack of communication. I think it was problematic for both of these parties, but more of an emotional hit for this Queen of Cups than it was for this King of Wands. I think this King of Wands may have just done what he always does in this kind of position, leadership position, or just taking control, and he was able to heal from this, to move on, to move past it, to maybe just kind of let it go. But because this was just let go or left in the past and not addressed, it caused some problems for this Queen of Cups. And now that this King of Wands knows what happened or what went wrong, he has an opportunity to make a different decision, choose a different path. My refrigerator just stopped doing its noise thing, and I just realized how loud that was. I hope that wasn't an issue for you, Cancer. I'm not going to start this video over. Anyway, it's nice and quiet now. No external noise. Anyway, I feel like this King of Wands has an opportunity. It's almost like a second chance is what I'm getting off of these cards. A second chance to make things right, or to address this issue, or to reconnect. Now that the hidden information, the secrets, something was exposed regarding this unsettling situation that caused this Queen of Cups some grief. And now that he knows it, now that he has this information, he can react to it, respond, communicate, take a different path is what I'm getting, or move in the direction of making things right. Again, I don't necessarily feel like this King of Wands did anything wrong. But he has an opportunity right now to make things right, even though he may not have been necessarily the reason behind something going wrong. It definitely affected this Queen of Cups. And I do feel like she's still dealing with it. I feel like she's still dealing with some emotional aftermath regarding the situation. But there's a second chance on the table here. I'm getting from these cards. This is a very interesting reading, Cancer. Feels like a very specific message, very specific story. And when I get these kind of stories from the cards, I feel like it could be a very specific story for just a few people watching. On the other hand, I feel like when I read the cards, it can get frustrating for me because I feel like it's a specific story, but I'm giving general terms to explain it. Does that make sense? I'm just right on the cusp of getting more details or more information about more specific stories, but then I'm kind of left hanging. I don't know if that makes sense, but it can be a little bit frustrating for me because, again, I feel like there's more to it, but I'm not getting all of the details. I mean, I'm obviously not supposed to get very specific details, but that's just how it's feeling right now, that this is a very specific story. So I want to get this last couple of rounds out, and we'll see what else we can get for you, Cancer. We have the Six of Pentacles. There's an opportunity for these two to make amends or come back together or level the playing field. There's something about things being equal or balanced with Temperance and Six of Pentacles out here. Now that both parties, and they both have the Sun, there's this realization, there's this understanding now, whereas before I feel like this Queen of Cups had, she had knowledge of what was going on in a more clear sense than this King of Wands did. And maybe that's why this has caused her more grief than it has this King of Wands, because I feel like this King of Wands has been in the dark a little bit regarding the situation. So we have the Three of Cups, clarifying this Queen's energy. There's definitely other people involved in this situation. Again, it could be a workplace dynamic, it could be a family situation, a social circle, group of friends. But the two main players are this Queen of Cups, King of Wands. There's the High Priestess again in reverse. Six of Cups in reverse. The Star in reverse. Four of Swords in reverse. Ten of Pentacles. There's my family card. This Ten of Pentacles for me often indicates family legacy, family dynamic. This is in the same set with the Three of Pentacles. And then we have the Nine of Swords clarifying the Nine of Swords. So again, I feel like there was some kind of group dynamic, some kind of issue, something went wrong, miscommunication, some issues within some working relationships or within a family, some disagreements, some kind of conflict. That I feel, again, this King of Wands, I feel like he's just recently become aware or something's been exposed to him, and he might be ready to act, might be ready to communicate, might be ready to take action in response to what he's found out. And I do feel like there was some kind of disruption, disharmony, possible, what's the word? Deception. Page of Swords in reverse can indicate someone who lies or miscommunicates on purpose or is a poor communicator. And I feel like, again, there's a sense that this, I don't know if the information was kept from this King of Wands or if he just wasn't aware of something, but he definitely knows now. He definitely has an understanding now. He's seen the light, seen a new perspective, become aware. And it could be that some information was exposed by family members or somebody he's very close to. Six of Cups energy is soulmate energy. These are, when this card shows up, it involves somebody that you're very close to, somebody who is a soulmate, somebody you might have a soul contract with. This means that you're supposed to spend some time in this realm with this individual, learning life lessons, experiencing the 3D together for spiritual growth, to gain new perspectives, to basically to just, you know, have an understanding of your purpose, your life's path, that kind of thing. So I feel like this Six of Cups could represent this Queen's energy, that these two have that kind of connection. I think that's probably definite, but I think that this also could represent some other relationships that this king has that could be family or close, other people he's close to. And I think that this is in reverse because it could indicate, again, a lack of communication, lack of contact, some disharmony within this relationship, maybe holding on to some past events, some negative past events or negative memories. Whatever happened between these two has gone on for a significant period of time and has caused significant grief, specifically for this Queen of Cups. So let's get this last set of cards out here and see what last pieces we can get to this puzzle, and then I'll pull my last card. We have the Eight of Swords. Three of Swords again in reverse. Justice. Six of Wands. Ace of Swords. Four of Wands. The Lovers in reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune. So again, with this last set, I'm not getting any more specific details, just that both of these parties have healed to a certain extent. Both of these parties have dealt with whatever went wrong in the past and have healed from this. I feel like this Queen is hanging on to a little bit more with regard to wanting to make things right by maybe having some closure, by maybe once and for all being able to walk away from this conflict and leave it behind for good, because I do feel like she's still thinking about it, still comes up in her head. She may still be dwelling on it. She might still be dealing with some emotional parts to this. And I think that whatever this king found out, it may have been accidental. Again, I feel like he wasn't looking for the information. He wasn't asking about it. I feel like it may have just come out by accident. You know, when you're sitting there having, I'm just giving this as an example. I'm not saying this is what happened, but when you're having a conversation with somebody and someone says, "You remember when da-da-da-da-da," and they might say something that they think is universally known or understood by the other parties that they're talking with or having conversation with. That's something that wasn't necessarily understood by one or more of the parties having the conversation, and then this king says, "Wait a minute, what did you just say? I didn't hear did you just say that da 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 da?" And all of a sudden realizes there was a piece of the puzzle missing that he didn't know about or didn't understand. That's the feeling I'm getting from these cards, is that there was something accidentally or unintentionally found out related to this Queen of Cups. It's not because she communicated, it's just because it came out. And I feel like he may have realized there was some dissent within the group. There was some unrest within a family dynamic, within a group situation, within a work dynamic that he wasn't aware of, or if he was aware of it, he didn't realize the significance of it or how extreme it was. For example, I'm tossing these out as examples so that you can kind of get a clearer understanding of what I'm trying to communicate. But what's happened now since he has this information is there is an opportunity to make things right once and for all, to ease this pain and suffering once and for all, to move toward complete closure and or healing. He has the opportunity to make things right, to make things stable again, to once and for all ease all parties of this energy, devil energy, because of this new information, because of these answers or these revelations or this understanding that this king has acquired. Interesting reading, Cancer. I'm enjoying this one. It's very intriguing. It's almost like reading a mystery novel. So I do feel like you're the Queen of Cups energy, but you could certainly be this King of Wands. You could even be, and even if you are Cancer, you could be an external party to this situation and have an understanding of what's going on. In other words, maybe you're one of the family members. Maybe you're the person who was having a conversation with this king, if that's indeed what happened. And you inadvertently revealed some information that you didn't know that this king didn't know. Something of that nature. So you could be any of these parties, but I feel strongly that Cancer is this Queen of Cups. Somebody who you may have removed yourself from the situation or distanced yourself, or tried to stay out of things, because I feel like this has affected this Queen of Cups most significantly of all the people that might be involved in the situation. So let's get a Dreams of Gaia tarot card and we'll wrap up this reading. See if we can't get any. I'm not going to take this. There's like 5 of them that fell out. Sometimes if they fall out in my lap, I'll take them, but I don't want to read 5 cards. That would take me forever. Some advice, some steps forward, more clarification, maybe Spirit, maybe we get a little bit, a few words of encouragement. Something of that nature. Again, there's like 5 of them there. I do get the feeling that at least at one time, possibly in the past, this King of Wands kind of walked away from the situation with regard to this Queen and just felt like, you know, it just is what it is. There's no hope to rectify. There's no hope to have closure or deal with this any other way than to just let it go. Just leave it in the past. And, you know, I'm going to take this card. I think that a leader, a good leader, King of Wands type leader would do that. And obviously, you know, a good leader will help others get past issues, problems, conflict by either trying to find resolution or trying to gain an understanding or making it okay to move past something that's been, you know, complicated or difficult for the others around him. So we have the 2 of Earth that came out. This is the 2 of Pentacles, and this came out yesterday, but it came out in the upright position. So this is a potential blockage if it's reversed. And I'm going to read this, and then we're going to end this reading. So it's very short. It's just about a third of a page, and I'll display it in the upright for you, Cancer. So here we go. Stress, anxiety, fatigue, failure to manifest desired outcomes, an inability to focus, neglect of self and others. All these are symptoms of being overburdened and overwhelmed. Too many responsibilities and goals can result in you feeling overwhelmed and weighed down. Distraction, procrastination, and the failure to meet commitments may create conflict with those around you. An unwillingness or inability to focus on what is truly important will manifest in less than desirable outcomes. When the 2 of Earth appears reversed, it represents a need to take stock and to prioritize. It is time to decide what it is that is truly important to you and put all else aside. If you do not, you may lose the very things that matter the most to you. So for me, these cards that indicate balance or the need for balance did come out in your underlying energy cards too, Cancer. The 6 of Pentacles, Temperance, this need for balance, need for understanding, need for healing, Temperance. I do feel like that's significant, and it's playing a role in this Queen of Cups energy where she needs some closure, some resolution, some balance with regard to a group or family dynamic. Again, group of coworkers, group of friends, family. This new information that this king has received and found out is going to result in moves in the right direction. Victory with regard to coming to terms with things, bringing closure, bringing balance, bringing solutions, resolution, whatever that looks like to you, Cancer. It's on the way. Truth in balance and stability is on the way. Whereas once it may have felt like that was not going to transpire. So I'm going to leave that here, Cancer. I hope this reading gave you some clarity, gave you something to think about, helps you in some way, shape, or form. I really appreciate you joining me today. And if this did resonate, please give me a like, share, subscribe if you want. Leave a comment if you feel like it. I always appreciate that. So thanks so much for joining me, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye, Cancer.